Ashe, Ashe to all the primordial souls on the hero's journey. Welcome back to the Black Hole Chronicles. Thank you for your patience and time and support for these videos. Getting back into this book by Dr. Joe Dispenza, Becoming Supernatural. I wanted to read a quick excerpt out of there from chapter 3, tuning into new potentials in the quantum. Getting beyond our body, our environment, and time isn't easy, but it's worth it because once we disconnect from three-dimensional reality, we enter a whole other reality called the quantum, the realm of infinite possibility. I mean, this is perfect timing with everything we talk about the subconscious mind and the quantum realms, and being able to go to the formless void, the center point within, and being able to manifest out now of the center point and have this limitless potential. This is going to just continue to expand our consciousness, allow us to remember who we truly are. The rules of Newtonian physics, the way we are used to thinking the world works, simply does not apply. The quantum or unified field, hive mind, universal mind, is an invisible field of energy and information. Sounds like what? The Akashic records, consciousness, memory, our true soul essence. Something that we can accessibly tap into at any time because by default we are tapped in at all times, beyond time. The quantum or unified field is an invisible field of energy and information. Knowledge of self is the highest degrees of information, knowledge, and wisdom in eternity. Or you could say a field of intelligence or consciousness that exists beyond space and time. The quantum or unified field is an invisible field of energy and information. Or you could say a field of intelligence or consciousness that exists beyond space and time, your true self. Nothing physical or material exists there, your true self. It's beyond anything you can perceive with your senses. This unified field of energy and information is what governs all the laws of nature, the Netaru. Scientists have been working to quantify this process so we can more fully understand it. And they are discovering more and more all the time. This is where you get into Osiris, Lord of the Underworld, the God of Lord of the Underworld, God of the Perfect Black. It's talking about the subconscious world, the quantum world, the quantum field that is within us, as within, so without, as above, so below, as with the universe, so with the soul. Based on my knowledge and experience, I believe there's a self organizing intelligence that is energy, and it is observing all of the universes and galaxies into order. The primordial soul, eternal knowledge and information and existence, our true, eternal, immortal existence. Once we can raise that raw force up, once we can connect and expand our spinal cord and central nervous system to the quantum field and now be able to navigate through the quantum field of eternity. Sometimes people will say to me that this idea seems a bit unscientific. I always answer them with the same question: what happens after an explosion, order or disorder? The answer is always that disorder results. Then I ask, so why after the Big Bang, which was the biggest explosion ever, has so much order been created? Some intelligence must be organizing its energy and matter into form, mycelium, and unifying all the forces of nature to create such a masterpiece. The divine inner source, the soul, the creator. That intelligence, that energy is the quantum or unified field, dark matter. To give you some idea of what this field is like, imagine taking all the people and bodies on Earth, all the animals and plants and physical objects, both natural and man made, all the continents, the oceans, and even the Earth itself. Imagine you could then take away all the planets and moons and stars in our solar system, including our sun. And then imagine taking away all of the other solar systems in our galaxy, and then all the galaxies in the universe. There's no air, and there isn't any light that you can see with your two physical eyes. There's just absolute blackness, the void, the 0 point field. It's important to remember this because when you, as a consciousness in the present moment, unfold into the unified field, you will be in infinite black space. You will be in infinite black space, void of anything physical. The true self, dark matter, real power. The dark night soul rises. King Solo Mind, the hidden sun within the sun, the black sun, your true essence, quantum soul searching, exploring the cosmos. Now imagine that not only do you not see anything here, but because you entered this realm without a physical body, you also have no sight with which to see. Nor do you have the capacity to hear, feel, smell, or taste. You have no senses at all, here at all. The only way you can exist in the quantum is as an awareness, the observation, the perception of being. Or better said, the only way you can experience this realm is with your awareness, not your senses. And since consciousness is awareness, and awareness is paying attention and noticing perception, once you are beyond the world of senses, when you pay attention to the energy of the quantum field, your consciousness is connecting to greater levels of frequency and infinite information, expanding consciousness by going within the self, bringing heaven on earth, having the heaven mentality and having it manifest from your quantum field. Now you're changing the world without because you have changed the world within. Yet, as strange as this may sound, the quantum field is not empty. It's an infinite field. You are an infinite 369 primordial being. It's an infinite field filled with frequency or energy. And all frequency carries information, Akashic records, Akasha, ether, consciousness, the breath, energy, 369, dark matter, primordial, eternal energy, raw force. May the force be with you. It's an infinite field filled with frequency or energy. And all frequency carries information. So think of the quantum field as being filled with infinite amounts of energy vibrating beyond the physical world of matter and beyond our senses. Invisible, invisible waves of energy available for us to see in creation. What exactly can we create with all this energy swimming in an infinite sea of potentials? That's up to us because, in short, the quantum field is the state in which all possibilities exist. And as I just said, when we find ourselves in the quantum universe, we exist simply as an awareness or as a consciousness, specifically an awareness that is paying attention to it, but to or observing a field of infinite possibilities existing within an even greater consciousness and at a greater level of energy. As you enter this endless, vast space as an awareness, as your true self, there are no bodies, no people, no objects, no places, and no time. Instead, infinite, unknown possibilities exist as energy, dark matter. So if you find yourself thinking about knowns in your life, you are back in the three-dimensional reality of space-time. But if you can stay in the blackness of the unknown for long enough, it will prepare you to create unknowns in your life. In the previous chapter, when I was instructing you to return in the present moment, being in the moment, I was referring to you stopping yourself from thinking about the predictable future or from remembering the familiar past and simply unfolding into this eternal vast space as an awareness, as your true self, to no longer place your attention on anything or anyone material in this three-dimensional reality, like your body, the people in your life, the things you own, the places you go, and time itself. If you do that properly, you are nothing but awareness. That's how you get there. Going within, being still, being mindful, letting your mind expand beyond the five senses, Allah, arm, leg, arm, head, body, and now getting to the quantum field of self, eternity, and observing eternity, observing perfection, perfected self. Now let's back up a bit and look at how scientists came to discover the quantum universe, which happened when they began studying the subatomic world. They found that atoms, the building blocks of everything in the physical universe, are made up of a nucleus surrounded by a large field containing one or more electrons, electromagnetic beings. Hell, this field is so large in comparison with the tiny electrons that it appears to be 99.99999999999% empty space. So the physical universe that we know is only literally 0.1% mass. Everything else is literally space. We have to observe the 1% to even create and form the physical universe that we project and see out of the brain. So now, when we get back into knowledge of self in the quantum field and we start illuminating the real dark, radiant matter that is within us, the cosmic dust, we have now entered the eternal realms of ourself and now have become the true sun to the solar system, the light to the world, the light Merkaba body. In fact, most of the universe is made up of this empty space. Matter is an infinitely small component in relation to the immense space of nothing physical. Researchers soon discovered that the electrons that move around in the vast field behave in a completely unpredictable manner. Chaos. They don't appear to be subject to the same laws that govern in our larger universe. They're here in one moment and then gone the next. And it's impossible to predict where and when the electrons will appear. It's all natural cosmic phenomena. That's because, as the researchers eventually discovered, the electrons exist simultaneously in an infinite number of possibilities or probabilities. It is only when an observer focuses his or her attention and looks for something material that the invisible field of energy and information collapses into a particle we know as an electron, forming the formless void. That is called collapsing the wave function, or a quantum event, or manifestation as we call it. But as soon as the observer looks away, no longer observing the electron and taking his or her mind off the subatomic matter, it disappears back into energy. So an example is basically, if you're not looking at something, it's really not there. So is your job really there if you're not at work? Is your house really there if you're not at the home and you're out somewhere? It's literally like we're creating and manifesting and being in the moment while being and creating new moments from the primordial first moment. Simultaneous perfection, the alchemical process and transformation of cosmic shifting, transformation, and expanding of consciousness. In other words, that particle of physical matter, the electron, can't exist until we observe it, give it our attention. And the moment we're no longer putting our attention on it, it turns back into energy, specifically an energetic frequency, which scientists call a wave, and into possibility. In this way, mind and matter are related in the quantum. By the way, just as we, as a subjective consciousness, are observing the electron into form, there's an objective universal consciousness that is constantly observing all of us in our three-dimensional reality into order and form as well, the Great Mother. So what that means for you is this: if you're viewing your life from the same level of mind every single day, anticipating a future based on your past, you are collapsing infinite fields of energy into the same patterns of information called your life. You are limiting your limitless consciousness. For example, if you wake up and you think, where's my pain? Your familiar pain soon appears because you expected it to be there. Imagine what would happen instead if you were able to take your attention off the physical world and the environment. As you learn in the last chapter, when you take your attention off your body, you become no body, your true essence. And you no longer have access to or any use for the five senses. When you take your attention off the people in your life, you become no one. And so you no longer have an identity as a parent, partner, a sibling, a friend, or even as a member of a profession, a religious group, a political party, or a nationality. You have no race, no gender, no sexual orientation, and no age. When you take your attention off objects and places in the physical environment, you are in no thing and nowhere. Finally, if you take your attention off linear time, which has a past and a future, you are in no time. And this is how you bend time, space, matter, and consciousness, fam. You are in the present moment in which all possibilities in the quantum field exist. So that is your natural default divine nature, is limitless potential at all time by being in the present moment. In a very real sense, you are in the immense blackness of the unified field where nothing material exists, your true primordial dark matter self. That's the direct effect of continuously laboring to get to the present moment that I described in the previous chapter. The moment that happens, you unfold your attention and energy into an unknown field beyond matter where all possibilities exist. A field made up of nothing but invisible frequencies carrying information or consciousness. And just like the quantum scientists who took their attention off the electron only to find that it reverted to energy and possibility, if you were to take your attention off your life or get beyond the memory of your life should turn into possibility. Literally becoming magic, not doing magic, being the essence of magic and alchemy. After all, if you focus on the known, you get the known. If you focus on the unknown, you create a possibility. The longer you linger in the field of infinite possibilities as an awareness, aware that you are aware in the endless black space, without putting your attention on your body, on things, or on people, places, and time, the longer you invest your energy into the unknown, the more you are going to create a new experience or new possibilities in your life. It's the law. It's the cosmic flow state of your true primordial soul. Ashe, ashe, ashe. I appreciate everybody's time for tapping in and diving in this black hole, and we all quantum soul searching together. It's to eternity and beyond, family. Ashe, ashe, ashe.